Well, let's give it a shot. A shot. Hello, this is Tom McCocker here, and I'm gonna tell you a story. Now, as many of you might know, if you have listened or watched any of our videos or podcasts or anything of the like, that I am actually a carpenter by trade. Artisan, craftsman, whatever you want to call that. I'm gonna tell you a story about that. A little bit about I'm gonna tell you a story about what happened at school one day when I had a brilliant idea. So basically, I'll set the scene for you. We have to make these little boxes, right? You gotta make the wood into sort of like my fingers are right now, and then just so I have a chisel and I have a hammer. I have a chisel and I have a thing that I hit. It's not really a hammer, but it's anyway. So I'm there I'm chiseling away. I'm getting it done. Everything's going great. I'm like and then I'm like, okay, cool. Well, that looks good. I look at the piece of wood that I made. I'm like, there's a little thing there. So me being the perfectionist, I'm like, just a little bit off right there. And I take the chisel. Here's the bad part. The chisel slips off the wood right into my hand. That's not good. I'm like, well, shit. So I get the chisel in my hand. I'm just like, okay, well, that poked. That wasn't too bad. 3 seconds later, blop, 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 blood starts spurting out. I'm like, this isn't good. At this point, all I'm thinking about is I'm such an idiot. Meanwhile, in my head, I'm going what the fuck is wrong with you? Come on, man, react somehow. And all my classmates are just like, you okay there, bro? I get up. There's blood spurting everywhere. I'm like, well, that's not too great. Going to the sink. I'm washing it down and getting paper and crap. There's one of my classmates just frantically trying to help me somehow, being like, you okay? I'm just like, because I'm feeling like an idiot. There's just because the thing is, it's that wouldn't have happened if I wouldn't have just been stupid enough to be like, oh, I'll just take a little bit off. Yeah, I'm fine. So I start going to the nurse's office because that's what you do when you hurt yourself in school. She's with somebody. I'm like, okay, well, I'll wait a little bit outside. Meanwhile, there's a guidance counselor, and she's like, you're gonna go in right now. I go in, and the nurse is with somebody, some other student there. They're talking about something. I'm just like, hey, you got a little bit of time? I kind of put a chisel through my hand. The nurse is just like, okay, crap, I'll help you. Right, wait, hold on a second. The other students just look at me like, the whole time. I have all the paper and stuff, and I'm squeezing and I'm keeping pressure on it because when you have a wound in your hand, you tend to do that. Checking the camera's working. I'm keeping pressure on it. Then we get to the sink and we're trying to clean it up. I'm just like, well, I don't think it's gonna bleed that badly anymore. I think it's pretty much stopped. Take away the tissue, and then not half a second goes by when it starts going again. So at this point, I'm feeling a little queasy. I'm losing blood. Bandage my hand, and the nurse is just like, I'll call you a cab. Lie down on the floor. So I'm lying there. I'm keeping my hand raised. I'm there just like I'm fine. There's nothing wrong. I'm just like, okay, well, I feel like a moron. It's not that big of a deal. It doesn't really hurt. The other person still there is just staring at me. Is he gonna die? Making things a little short, by the time that I get to the hospital, I wait there for about half an hour. And I go ask about hey, doctor gonna call me in or what? I got kind of chiseled through my hand, so that needs to be figured out pretty fast. I go to the doctor, and the doctor's just like, hey, you're in the wrong place. Go to the other health station. So I go to the other doctor's office, and while I'm there waiting for the doctor to come in, I'm looking at my hand, and at this point, I already send a message to a friend because he's a blacksmith. He can relate to all kinds of problems like this, hurting yourself at a workshop. I'm just like, hey, guess what I did? I put a chisel through my hand. He's like, nice! Great support right there. So I'm looking at my hand. I'm wondering, okay, well, bandage looks red there as it should, but why the hell is there a red speck on the other side? And I'm getting a cut on my palm, but it's not inward, it's outward. That didn't make sense. There's skin, a little bit of skin coming out. Sorry, very graphic. So I go to the nurse, the doctor, and they're just like, well, that's something. And I kind of explain to them that, yeah, just before I did this, I actually completely sharpened my chisel. So at least it's a clean cut, not exactly clean, but they didn't see any signs of infection or anything. Didn't hit any tendons. Fingers work. Doesn't hurt too bad. And they're just like, okay, simple enough. We'll just glue it together. They do nothing to this side because I didn't really point it out. Everything's fine. I head back to school. When I get to school, I realized that I forgot to tell my homeroom teacher about this whole incident. Oops. My classmates have actually been cleaning up after me. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry that I left the mess all over the place. I didn't really realize I did so. But as I said back then, if you're watching this, thank you. Thank you for actually helping me out and, remaining somewhat calm and keeping the whole vibe, dude. Awesome vibes, bro. Sort of calm and collected and not panicking and making me panic at the same time. So all in all, everything went fine. I felt great. No, I didn't. My hand hurt like fucking hell. Oh yeah, by the way, there's a sink. Kitchen sink. Did not feel too great. My hand did hurt a little bit after that. Worked out pretty fine. Healed pretty quickly, so I'm happy. So when I told my mom about this, I can just imagine. I'm just calmly texting her like, guess what I did today? I might have put a chisel through my hand today. It's just a small little thing. Text messages don't really carry tones too well, but I can pretty much imagine it just being like, oh my god! Or something like that. I did actually learn what this whole thing was. Not only did I actually poke the chisel into my hand, there. It actually came through on the other side. It went straight through, but I missed everything. That's good aiming. I gotta admit, never had that good aiming. Awesome. I got an email. Doggy. Oh, come here. Come here. Oh, he can't get through. Oh. To wrap up, learn from my mistakes. Don't repeat them. I hurt myself in the workshop. If you're working in a workshop, if you work with tools, don't hurt yourself. Be careful. Wear safety equipment and don't do stupid mistakes like I did. It's not cool. You will hurt yourself. It will hurt. It will leave a mark. Anyway, interesting story there. Very graphic. Not very graphic. A little graphic. I apologize. So, if you like the story, let me know what you think. I don't know if I'm going to use this somewhere. If I do, then if you stayed this far and listened to my blabbering on about shit, then great. If you didn't, then great. I shall see you later, I guess. I'm out. I am out of here. Goodbye, farewell, and I will go hurt myself again. Turn it down now. Ugh, God. Oh, Focenzio. Focus. Oh, fuck. What's so hard, man? God damn, dude. Seriously? I hate my life.
You were able to do it once, why can you not do it again?
Oh. I guess you were in focus.